Hello everyone. So now we are going to see the different questions which are related on various concepts of geometrical optics. So we'll start with this question. This question was asked in IIT JEE 1993. It's a very good question. So as you can see, there are two lenses. The optical center of these two lenses has been displaced by a small amount delta. The focal length of each of these lenses has been given as f1 and f2. The distance between the lenses d, and d is less than f1, f2. So they are asking us to find out the xy coordinate for focal point of this optical system. That is, if there is some ray of light which is traveling parallel to the principal axis of the first lens, then after passing through the second lens, what is the xy coordinate of the final image that will act as the focal point of this optical system? So let us first draw the ray diagram before making use of the lens formula or lens equation. So what will happen to this ray of light which is traveling parallel to the principal axis of the first lens? It will get converged. So ideally, what you would have expected? You would have expected that this ray of light would have converged somewhere here, and this would have been the place where the image would have got formed. But since this ray of light is passing through the second lens, what will this second ray lens do? It will again try to converge this ray of light towards some other point. So again this ray of light will actually move on and it will get converged somewhere here. So the final image will get formed at this position, which is I2. So you can see it here. This del is actually acting as the size of object, and this is the size of image when you are talking about the second lens. So this is your size of image, and what is this value here? This I1 is acting as object for the second lens. So size of object for the second lens will be del. So this is representing your size of object for second lens. So this idea will be helpful for us to determine the y coordinate of the system, which we are going to do later on. But first let's concentrate on finding the x coordinate of this focal point. So now we'll first write the equation for the first lens. So for first lens, we can write 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. U is infinity. So v minus 1 by minus infinity, and that is equal to 1 by f1. So what is the value of v then? This term will become 0. This is f1. So image is getting formed at a distance of f1, and d is less than f1. So image, you can see, it is getting formed on the right hand side of the second lens. So what we observe here is that this distance here is from here to this I1 is f1. So what will be the object distance for the second lens? This distance will become the object distance because this is acting as an object for the second lens. So what will be this distance? It will be f1 minus d. f1 minus d. So now we can write for second lens 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f, the formula, and we need to determine the value of v for the second lens. So we'll write it v as the unknown minus u. What is u? f1 minus d. So write it f1 minus d and it is F2. So now we can write the same expression as 1 by V will be equal to 1 by F2 plus 1 by F1 minus D. So F2, F1 minus D. So here what will you get? F1 minus D plus F2. Then what is the value of V from here? It is F2 into F1 minus D divided by F1 plus F2 minus D. So now we have got where is the x coordinate, or you can say what is the distance of the final image from the second lens. So this value V, which you are saying it here, in order to make it little different, you can mark it as V1, 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 V1. So this distance is what is your V1. This is your V1. So what will be the x coordinate of the final image from first lens? It will be V1 plus D. V1 plus D. So we will write it. I erase this now. So x coordinate of this focal system, we can write it as x will be equal to D plus V1. So this can be written as D plus, now what is the value of V1? We have calculated it as F2 into F1 minus D by F1 plus F2 minus D. So this can be written as F1 plus F2 minus D. D will get multiplied with this. So F1D plus F2D minus D square plus F2 F1 minus F2D. So you can see plus F2D and minus F2D will get cancelled, and what you get is D into F1 minus D plus F2 F1 divided by F1 plus F2 minus D. So we have been able to find out x. Now it is a time for us to determine the value of y. So y has to be measured from here. So what will be the y value? Y value will be this value. This value will become your y. So what is y then? It is, let us say the size of image is I. So what is y? Y will be equal to triangle this delta minus I. And how will you determine the value of I? We'll make use of magnification formula for the second lens. So we will do it. I am erasing this part. So what is magnification? You can write it as V by U. This is the magnification in case of lens. So we'll substitute the value here. V is actually your V1. So this will become V1 by U. What is U? U is F1 minus D. So we write F1 minus D. And V1 is F2 into F1 minus D by F1 plus F2 minus D whole divided by F1 minus D. So it will be 1 by F1 minus D. So this will get cancelled. So what you will get will be F2 by F1 plus F2 minus D. So that is magnification, and which is equal to size of image by size of object. So I told you this will act as the size of object. So we can write size of image I by size of object del, and this will be equal to F2 by f1 plus f2 minus d. So what is I? It will be f2 into this triangle or delta f1 plus f2 minus d. So now what will be the y coordinate? It will be this delta minus I. So we have to find that out. So for that we'll erase this part, because this part work is done. So we can write our y coordinate as this delta minus I. So it will be this delta minus f2 delta by f1 plus f2 minus d. So this can be written as f1 delta plus f2 delta minus delta into d minus f2 delta whole divided by f1 plus f2 minus of d. Anything is getting cancelled out? Yes, this term is getting cancelled out. So remove this. So what will be the final answer, guys, for y coordinate? We can write it as triangle or delta f1 minus b divided by f1 plus f2 minus d. Okay, so let's take up the next problem. This question was asked in JEE Advanced 2015 and it is based on a prism. There is a ray of light which is being incident at an angle of 60 degree. It is passing through a prism having refractive index Sn, coming out at an angle of theta. This is equilateral prism, and they are given that if n is equal to root 3, value of theta is 60 degrees. So if d theta by dn is equal to m, find the value of m. So now let us say at the first surface the angle of refraction is r, and at second surface it is something. So that r plus something should be equal to angle of prism, and it is equilateral prism. So A is equal to 60 degrees. So what will be that other angle? It will become 60 minus r. Now what we will do is we will make use of a Snell's law. So we will apply Snell's law at both the surfaces of refraction. Now here refraction is taking place at surface AB as well as AC. So apply a Snell's law at a surface AB. What we can write? 1 into sine of 60 degrees. That will be equal to n into sine of r. So let us say this is our first equation. Now differentiate this equation with respect to n. So left hand side it is a constant, so differentiation will be 0. Right hand side, if we differentiate it, it will be n into d by dn of sine of r plus sine of r d by dn of n, and that will be equal to 0. So this we can write it as d by dr of sine of r into dr by dn. So that will be n into cos r dr by dn plus sine of r, and this is equal to 0. So from this equation we can write dr by dn as equal to minus sine r by n into cos of r. So this will be sine r by cos r is tan r. So it will be minus of tan r by n. So let us say this is your second equation. Now we will apply Snell's law at second surface, which is AC. So apply Snell's law at face AC. So what you can write? N into sine of the angle of incidence, which is here 60 degree minus r, and that should be equal to 1 into sine of theta. So this is the third equation. Now differentiate third equation again with respect to n. So when you will differentiate, you will get n into d by dn sine of 60 degree minus r plus sine of 60 degree minus r into dn by dn of n. And on the right hand side we will get it as d by dn of sine theta. So d by d theta of sine theta into d theta by dn. So this will be our fourth equation. Now let us try to find out what is the value of this r. So from first equation, it is given in the question n is equal to root 3 sine of 60 degrees. So sine of 60 is root 3 by 2. Here you are having root 3. Root 3 will get cancelled. So sine r will be equal to half. So what is r here? R becomes equal to 30 degrees. Once you have determined the value of r, we can put it here. So we can write, not now, we will put it later, first we will differentiate it. So n into d by dn. So instead of d by dn, we can differentiate it with respect to r. So d by dr of sine of 60 degree minus r into dr by dn plus sine of 60 degree minus r plus sine of 60 degree minus r and d by dn of n, which is 1, that is equal to d by d theta of sine theta, which is cos theta, into d theta by dn. So now let us start substituting the values after completing the differentiation part. So remember dr by dn, we have got it as minus tan r by n. So I will move this part, so that might be useful for us. So what do we get here? Sine of 60 minus 30 is sine of 30. But have we differentiated? No. First we have to differentiate it. So what will be the differentiation of this? Cos of 60 minus r into minus 1. So n of minus cos of 60 degree minus r into dr by dn, which is into minus tan r by n, plus here it is already sine 60 minus r. So sine of 30 degrees is plus half, and that is equal to cos theta. Cos of theta, cos of 60 degrees is half, right? And then you are having d theta by dn. This equation only we have written it here. So this minus and minus will get cancelled. Substitute the values, n and n will get cancelled. Cos of 60 minus r, cos of 30 degrees, root 3 by 2. Tan of r, 30 degrees, that is 1 by root 3 plus half, and this is equal to half into d theta by dn. So now root 3 gets cancelled. Half plus half is 1. And on the right hand side you are having half d theta by dn. So now we can write this as, we have got the value of d theta by dn, and that will be equal to 2. So 2 will be the answer for this value of m for this question. Okay, let's see this question. So this question was asked in IIT JEE 2012. So there were two plano-convex lenses which have been joined together. The refractive index of one of them is 1.5, another one was 1.2. Radius of curvature is same, you can see 14 centimeter. So they are telling that for an object distance of 40 centimeter, what will be the image distance for this optical system? So first thing we should do is, we should try to determine what will be the effective focal length of this system. So now you can say this is made up of actually two lenses, right? One lens is like this and another lens is here like this. So focal length of this, let us say it is f1 and this is f2. So how will you determine focal length? You will be making use of lens maker's formula. So 1 by f1 will be equal to mu l, which is 1.5 minus 1 into 1 by r1. R for this will be negative, sorry positive, because it is on the right hand side. So it will be 14 minus 1 by r2, which is infinity. R for this is infinity. This is plane. Here also this part r is infinity. And what will be 1 by f2? It will be equal to focal length of the second part. Refractive index is 1.2 minus 1. 1 by infinity minus 1 by f2. So minus of 14. So we can write it like this. So what do you see here? This term will become 0. This term will also become 0. So here 1 by f1 is equal to 0.5 into 1 by 14. So 0.5 by 14, and 1 by f2 we can write it as 0.2 by 14. So what will be the effective focal length of the system? Let us say the effective focal length is f effective. So we can write 1 by f effective is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. So it will be the sum of these two. It will be 0.7 by 14. So how much is this? 1 by 20. Now we will make use of the lens equation, which we have already studied, and that is 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f effective. So v is something which we need to find out, so we won't put any sign. U is 40, so put it minus 40, and that is equal to 1 by f effective. So 1 by f effective, we have calculated it as 1 by 20. So what will be 1 by v? 1 by 20 minus 1 by 40. So this will be equal to 1 by 40. So what is the value of v then? The image distance becomes equal to 40 centimeter. So v is 40 centimeter, and this will be the answer. Okay, let's take up this question. This was asked in JEE Advanced 2016. So here you can see this is a combination of a convex lens and a convex mirror. The mirror has been tilted by an angle of theta with respect to the principal axis of this convex lens. Object is kept at the coordinate minus 50, 0. Origin is at the optical center of the lens. Focal length is 30 centimeter. The distance between the lens and the mirror is 50 centimeter. Radius of curvature of convex lens has been given as 100 centimeter. And they are asking us to find x, y, the coordinates of the point at which the final image is going to get formed. So first, the ray of light will start from this object, pass through the lens, it will form one image. So right now, forget about this mirror and concentrate on the image formation by this lens. So first thing we'll do is, we'll talk about image formed by lens. So we will make use of lens equation. 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. Put the values. V is the position of the image, minus 1 by minus of 50, and this is equal to focal length is given as 30. So it will become 1 by v. I'll write it here. That will be equal to 1 by 30 minus 1 by 50. So it is 150, 5 minus 3. So 2 by 150, so 1 by 75. So V here it will become 75 centimeter. So that means the first image will be formed at 75 centimeter. So we'll form it, the first image. This is 50, so it will get formed beyond the mirror somewhere. So let us say this is the first image which is getting formed, I1, and this distance is 25 centimeter. Now this image I1 will act as an object for this mirror. Now imagine that this mirror is not tilted. If this mirror was kept normally without tilting it, then where would have been the image been formed? Let us say at a distance of some V2. So for this mirror, second step, image formation by untilted mirror. So mirror equation 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by focal length of the mirror. What will be focal length of the mirror? Radius of curvature is given as 100 centimeter. So F will become 100 by 2, which is 50 centimeter. So let us put the values. V2, so 1 by V2 plus 1 by U is 25, and that is equal to 1 by 50. So can we write 1 by V2 as equal to 1 by 50 minus 1 by 25. So how much this will be? Minus 1 by 50. So that means V2 we are getting it as minus of 50 centimeter. So from this pole or vertex minus 50, again this distance is 50. So that means where is the image getting formed? This is your I2, position of I2. That is image formation by untilted mirror, I2. Now what is happening? Suppose you are tilting the mirror by an angle of 30 degrees. So what happens to the reflected ray? It will also tilt by 2 theta, that is twice of this. So where will be the image formation taking place? So image formation will take place somewhere here. Draw this. This angle will also be theta, and image formation will take place such that this will lie on a circle, and somewhere here this will be the final image formation, I final. So now you can see this is 50. So what will be this side? This side will also become 50. This angle is 2 theta. 2 theta means 30 into 2, 60 degrees. Drop a perpendicular here. So what will be this length? This will become 50 cos of 60 degrees. Cos of 60 is half. So 50 into half, that means 25 centimeter. What about this distance? This will be 50 sine of 60. Sine of 60 is root 3 by 2. So that will become 25 root 3 centimeter. So this is now 25. This whole thing is 50. So how much is this distance here? This distance will become again 25 centimeter. So that means we have been able to find out the x and y coordinate at which the final image is getting formed. It is getting formed here. What is the x coordinate? 25. What is the y coordinate? 25 root 3. So the answer for this question will become, I write here the answer, 25 comma 25 root 3. Okay, so let's take up this problem. This was asked in IIT JEE 2011. So you can see there is some point object which is kept here, and there are 3 different mediums. It is air having refractive index of 1. This is some oil having refractive index of 7 by 4. And then you are having a liquid. It is having some different refractive index of 4 by 3. So all the distances has been given in the question. They are telling that the final image is getting formed at certain distance x above the bottom of this tank. So we have to get the value of x. So let us start with the first surface. So what do you see the first surface here? It is air. This is air, oil. Let us say this is oil. This is some liquid. And this is air. So first we'll talk about air-oil interface. So for air-oil interface, there is refraction at a single curved surface. So what is the formula? Mu2 by V. The formula is, I am first writing the formula. Minus mu1 by U is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R. So what is mu2 for this? It will be 7 by 4. So we'll write it. Let us say the image gets formed at certain distance V1 due to refraction at the first curved surface. What is mu1? It is air. U is the distance 24. So we will put it as minus 24. So it is 7 by 4 minus of 1. Mu2 minus mu1. What is R? R is towards right hand side. So R will take it as positive. So it will be plus 6. So now this can be written as 7 by 4 V1 plus 1 by 24, and that is equal to 7 by 4 minus 1. So it is 3 by 4. 4 into 6 is 24. So 3 by 24, which is 1 by 8. So 7 by 4 V1 can be written as 1 by 8 minus of 1 by 24. So this will become 24. 3 minus 1, 2 by 24, which is 1 by 12. So V1 becomes equal to 4 3 ja, 3 7 ja, 21 centimeter. So that means the intermediate image is getting formed somewhere here. I1. So I1 is getting formed somewhere here. And this distance is your V1. Now what will happen? This intermediate image will act as an object for this oil liquid interface. So for oil liquid interface, again we have to write for oil liquid interface. Again refraction will take place. So same formula. mu2 by, let us say the final position of the image is V, mu1 by U, and that is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R. So what is mu2 now? It is this liquid and it is 4 by 3. So we write 4 by 3V minus mu1 is 7 by 4. What is U? U is on the other side, that is nothing but V1, which we have got it as 21. This is acting as an object for the second refraction. So again 4 by 3 minus 7 by 4 divided by radius of curvature is infinite, because this is plane. What is radius of curvature for this plane surface? It will be infinity. So that means this term will become 0. So we can write 4 by 3V is equal to 7 by 21 into 4. So now 3 7 ja, 7 7 gets cancelled. So what do we get read from here? 4 4 the 16 centimeter. So that means we have got this distance as V, and which is equal to 16 centimeter. So what will be the value of x? This total is 18. 18 minus 16 is 2. So the value of x, we get it as 18 centimeter minus 16 centimeter, and that is equal to 2 centimeter.